Good morning, beautiful souls. Hey, Nintendo nerds. What is up? Welcome back to my channel, everybody. It feels good to be filming again. I know it's been just a little bit of a while since I've uploaded a video, and that's because I took a long, much-needed trip to United Kingdom and to Europe. It was sort of like a graduation present for my parents for graduating with my hospitality degree, my bachelor's of arts degree in that field, and it was so much fun. I got to learn a lot about the Italian culture and United Kingdom and how people live there and kind of what they do on a daily basis. So it was really fun just living like a local and traveling by the underground, and then of course being in Italy, traveling by water buses in Venice, and then traveling by buses in Rome. So I learned lots of great stuff, had a lot of amazing food, and now it's time to roll some of the photos.
I've been waiting for answers. I've been waiting a long, long time. If I open the door, won't you come inside? My heart's begging for mercy. How much longer can I sit still and be hopeful and doubting and torn inside? And all this time I've been staring at the minute hand. Oh, what a crime. Oh, that I can't seem to understand that life is in the way.
Did you enjoy the photo montage? Hope you did, because it was as amazing as the photos had shown. Alright, so for today's video, I am doing something a little bit different than what you're used to seeing on my channel. I am not doing your average, unboxing video of a video game or your usual video game video. I am breaking off the mold a little bit and going a little bit off the rails. I have something that is super exciting here that I want to talk about and want to show you guys because so recently I have made a really great investment, and it's been on my mind for quite a while, actually, for several months now, many months actually. And I had been thinking about getting a smart watch, and no, not just any smart watch, my first ever smartwatch. That is a huge deal for me. Do you guys know that I have a Galaxy S8? It's like my favorite phone ever. I love it so much, and I've thought maybe I should get a smartwatch to go with it. After seeing all of the iPhone users, especially iJustine, and if you don't know who she is, where have you been? She is the tech YouTuber, and she's been on YouTube for such a very long time. So she's all things Apple and technology and cases and things like that, that she has gotten me on the train or the bandwagon for smartwatches. Hold on a second. Much better. She has an Apple Watch, and I've seen her use it so many times, and I said to myself, you know what, this sounds like a great investment to make. Obviously, Apple Watches are not made for Android phones, so I had to get a watch that was made for it. Of course, there's like tons of brands, so how do you know which brand to go with? There's the Moto 360, there is Movado, there is TicWatch from Mauve Boy. Is that how you pronounce the company name? I think it's Mauve Boy. Then there's Pebble, and then there's Fitbit, or the Fitbit version of their smartwatch, and then there's Fossil, and what else am I missing? Oh, of course, Samsung Gear S3, can't forget that one. There's just so many choices, and at first I thought, the TicWatch seems like a really good investment. I can get it for a great price, it comes with everything I need, GPS, all that important stuff, but the material was made out of plastic. Now, let me just say something to you guys real quick before I even, have you guys thinking like, oh, you're shaving on the company, you don't really like them. No, that is not the case at all. I think the company Mauve Boy is absolutely a genius. They started from nothing and built their company from bottom up and started a Kickstarter and, put their product out there, which is, by the way, the hardest thing to do, starting your company. It is not easy at all. and then have so many retail stores want their product, want to sell it, like Best Buy and Amazon, and then have newspaper companies rave about their product because it is that great for that price. But my sort of reasoning or logic behind it was, if it's going to be plastic and I'm going to spend that much money on it, I don't want it breaking on me so soon. I'd rather it be made out of nicer material and have it last a lot longer. Anyways, long story short, the other day I woke up in the morning and I was just laying flat down. It was like last week, and next thing you know, I got this notification on my phone. Because the first thing I do when I wake up is I check notifications on my phone to see what I have missed throughout the evening, because my friends don't all go to bed that early at night. All of a sudden I get this notification from Amazon saying that it's Prime Week. Ta-da! And that there's some hot deals on the market, and apparently I was looking at this product maybe ages ago and didn't remember it, and there's a deal on it, and it happened to be a Fossil Q Venture Gen 3 smartwatch. It was very tempting. The price was at $155 for Prime Week, which, by the way, is an awesome price and a great deduction from the original standard price, which was selling at $255. And that's without the taxes and everything. So I looked and did the research, and at first I was like, I don't know if I really want to spend the money on it, but also my birthday was coming up. I just graduated, so I was like, you know what? Maybe this could be like my own birthday present to myself, because I firmly believe that if you treat yourself, and you should, it's very rewarding. If you work hard, you deserve to treat yourself every so often to something nice for your fruit of the labor, for your hard work. Anyways, I decided, you know, I'm going to get it because it looks like it has everything I need for the most part. Here I am. Today I'm going to show you my smartwatch and kind of what's on it, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and you guys are going to see all that fun stuff now. This is my amazing smartwatch. So the face of the watch is actually 42 millimeters, and that is with the bezel around it. Without the bezel and just the screen, it is actually a 34 millimeter face. Now, just to do a size comparison, I have my Burberry watch here that I got for Christmas one year, and I still love this watch dearly. This happens to be a 34 millimeter watch face. This also has a bezel around the edges. So this is 38 with the bezel. This is probably like a 34 on the inside, probably even smaller than a 34. I don't know why I said 34. That did not make sense. It's probably more like a 32 or smaller than that. So let's do a size comparison real quick, because so you guys can see what it looks like. Look at that size, and then you put it on top. Look at how much spacing 34 still has. You can really see that there's a lot of space. So this is a really fairly small watch face, and this is actually really perfect for my wrists. So I have these skinny, thin wrists, bony. I've always had skinny wrists. Ever since I was a kid, I've had them. But as I got older, of course, your bones grow a little bit, so they do expand ever so slightly, but still very skinny and thin. So having a small watch face is actually very important for me, as well as a band that's small enough that wraps around my wrist. This is really nice. The watch band itself is actually 18 millimeters, so you can interchange them with any 18 millimeter watch band you want, whether it's third party or through the company itself. I'll give you a little something that happened to me yesterday that gave me this ginormous scare. This video is going to be super long, and I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to keep you here and trying not to talk a whole lot, but it happens. But anyways, I ordered myself a silicone watch band from a third party company. I'm not going to mention the name. Actually, no, I am, because I should. It was from Archer. It was this Archer brand third-party silicone watch band, and it was really beautiful, really nice. I love the color. The silicone was super soft. When I first tried it on, it was fine. A few hours later, I was realizing that the watch band loops were really just so squared off, and the corners were just so cut, like sharp-ish, that it was irritating my skin just a little bit. But that was just a minor issue. But after a few hours, I was like, you know what, I'm going to take it off because it really is driving me insane. I removed it, or at least I tried to remove it, and then that's when the problem began, and I started panicking. The watch band was stuck completely stuck to my Fossil watch. I was freaking out. I didn't know what to do. Usually what happens is you remove the lever, and I'm going to show you right now on my current watch band, which originally came with my watch. It is the Fossil luggage leather material. But there's a little lever here that you just move to the side, and it should be able to allow you to remove the one end and then pop off the other end. That got stuck. And after a few minutes, I was finally, sorry, my watch just vibrated. I was finally able to remove the one end, which was this side. This side? No, it was this side. But then this side was completely and utterly stuck. I was freaking out. I tried very hard. The pin or the lever just was stuck. Wouldn't move to the side. I was just panting everywhere. And after a few minutes of playing around with it, the lever popped off. I kid you not, popped off and flew God knows where. And that's when I was scared because I didn't know how I was going to pull it off, how I was going to get the band and remove it from my watch. And my thought was, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to send it back to Amazon, have to send me a brand new one? I just didn't know what to think. And then finally I was like, you know what, let me think quick on my feet. And I went over and grabbed an old sort of name tag I used to wear at my first job ever, and it's attached with a needle to it, so you can, pin it to your clothes, your uniform. And I quickly took that and stuck it through the little hole where the lever originally was located. And by the way, the hole is super tiny, so not even a paper clip would work. I'm telling you, the needle was the best thing I've ever thought of. And after a good 10 minutes of fooling around with it and having my brother help me as well, I was finally able to somehow miraculously remove the watch band. And lesson learned, don't buy everything from third-party websites or third-party companies, and if you do, test the lever first and see and make sure that it actually moves from side to side before applying it to your watch, because you don't want to end up like me. Now I'm going to talk about some of the features that are on this watch that I love so far. So this watch, I use it to tell time, obviously, and right now I have this really fun face band I can show you guys. There you go. Of course, being that I'm a hospitality graduate, aka former student, I would have pineapples on my face watch. Duh! Face watch, on my watch face. Duh! So up top, you'll see like the three sort of like icons I want to keep on here. And the first one is notifications. So at work, because I work at a hotel, it's really important that I'm able to see these notifications. So if I miss anything, I could just take a quick glance at it by tilting my wrist, and I can see how many I've missed. And then next to it, it shows the amount of steps I've taken, because it's, I'm not a really big health guru or fitness guru, but I do love eating healthy and living sort of a healthier lifestyle. So for me, like, knowing the amount of steps I take every day, because I'm not a huge, like, working out type person. I don't really do working out. I don't really run a lot. Taking steps is pretty important, so having it right on my watch face is pretty awesome. And then next to it, I have the weather icon. And that's because on a daily basis, and trust me, and let me tell you, believe me, I love checking the weather, but almost like 75% of the time, I don't check the weather and I miss when it rains, and I walk out and it's downpouring on me and I'm like wet or something happens to me. So you know what? I just keep it on here in case I ever want to look at the weather, and I'll have it. What I love about this watch, it's because I can just use it at work. Those of you guys who work in a professional setting know that you can't really have your phone out. I know I can't. And almost half the time, I am missing important notifications, whether it's from, my manager sending me work-related text messages, because my manager usually leaves at around 3:30 during the week. He works 5 days a week as well, and he gets the 2 days off. And when he goes home, sometimes stuff happens and we have to contact him to let him know. And he'll respond. And sometimes he responds in a group text, and I don't have my phone out. It's on silent. It's in my pocket, because my pecan blazer has a pocket on the inside. I put my phone in there, and half the time it's on silent, so I miss those text messages, and I don't get them until after I leave my shift, and I'm like, oh, I missed a text message from my manager. Too late, can't respond, shift is over, right? whatever, it happens. Or I get messages from my friends and I miss them as well, and I have to respond to them during my break. So it's nice to have the watch so I can kind of discreetly respond to text messages, look at notifications without really being unprofessional. One of the things I noticed that I really love about this watch that I just discovered the other day, kind of sad, was I was at work and responding to my friends' text messages, and I realized that I could actually swipe on the keyboard. I was just panning my fingers through my watch face, and then I realized, oh my goodness, I can swipe to text. And that just became like the most amazing thing ever because it took my texting to the next level. I wasn't spending a whole, minute and a half just texting my friends. But I will tell you one thing. I was utterly shocked and surprised by how amazing the keyboard was. For a keyboard this small and a watch face this small, it works amazing because it does text prediction. So as you're typing, it'll predict what you're trying to type, what word you're trying to type in. And let me tell you, it is 95% accurate. 95% accurate. It works. It actually predicts amazing, and it makes it much more faster text too as well. And of course you have OK Google, and that works amazing as well because you can do text to speech, and that makes your texting a lot faster. You can also use OK Google to look up apps on the Google Play Store, so that's pretty amazing as well. So I'm finding a lot of great useful things about this watch that is really helping me on my daily basis. And I'm not just telling time, but it's really just so nice to have a watch on my wrist and be able to do all the functions that I do. So once you unlock your beautiful watch, I do have sort of like this fun launcher on there. So this is my fun little launcher that I have, and this is called Bubble Launcher. I know it looks like a ripoff of the Apple launcher, but this is by far one of my favorite launchers because it works the best and it's most seamless with my watch. And I have sort of like the apps that I use the most right on that screen. So instead of having to go to this option here, hitting the dial, and then having to scroll down to find all of the apps, which by the way takes a lot more time than using my Bubble launcher, but using that, it is a lot easier. So I really do love using that launcher alone. The watch is great. So far, the battery doesn't really make it all day if you fully charge it. It does run out of battery, I would say around like 7 or 8 o'clock to pretty low battery. Also depends on your usage. They claim it's 24 hours, but if you use it more throughout the day, it'll definitely run out a lot quicker. So definitely I would carry a charger if you plan on using it more than just that, so you're not having to worry about constantly having it run out of battery. If you don't mind it runs out of battery, then I would say go ahead and get this watch. I really bought it because the features really were just great for that price. Of course, the downside to this watch is I can't make phone calls. I can, but there's no speaker on it, so I can't answer and speak directly on the watch. I do have to answer on my phone and speak from there. But because of the price they're selling at and all the features it came with, and especially comes with the latest OS, Wear OS 2.0, that's why I decided to go with this watch. That's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the fact that I made something a little bit different and not exactly my usual gaming videos. I was just super excited about having this watch. I wanted to share with you all. Of course, stay tuned for next week's video. I have something fun planned for you guys. And the week after that, because I will be reacting to E3, finally, long and awaited. E3 reaction, and look out for my new intro. It's happening. I have everything set up already. I love you guys so much. Mwah. Stay cool, Nintendo nerds. You guys are beautiful, and I will see you guys when I see you guys. Bye.
If I had the chance, I would kiss you. I'd marry you now if I knew that one day